The man has finally arrived. Morty, the icon, the legend.
Oh, Rick, I was asleep. I was having a little Morty sleep.
Well, too damn bad, Morty. It's time to game, and you better be ready to game.
We're gonna go to Bendigo, Morty.
Oh, Rick, Bendigo.
So if you didn't know, Morty has been added to Multiversus. This was a long time coming. Rick is planned for the future, probably a couple weeks from now, but we have a lot to explore with Morty. He's got a very interesting kit. He's a bruiser with mage-like potential. I honestly think he's one of the highest class characters in this game. It's going to take a bit for people to figure him out and see what he's capable of, but today I want to just show you what he does, since it's a little strange and it's going to take a little bit to learn. But first, there's been a couple changes in the patch notes, so let's get into those patch notes. So checking out the patch notes, we got Morty arriving, the very first Plumbus-wielding character. This is kind of a joke, because when they put LeBron out, they said he was the first basketball-wielding character, but it could be a half joke. Who knows who else will come to this game? A couple of general perk nerfs. Ice to beat you. Projectiles will only apply ice debuffs if they hit someone who is not already iced. And in combination with that, we have I'll Take That. Stat cooldown refund decreases from 0.5 to 0.25. What I'll Take That did was give your team a half-second refund on ability cooldowns after hitting a debuffed enemy. So the whole thing you would do is you would play one character that debuffs, maybe a Superman since he has his Frost Breath, and then play someone like a Velma who also lays ice. Constantly debuff them, stack the ice on them, get them slowed, get them frozen, and keep refunding your ability cooldowns by hitting them while they're debuffed. It was kind of broken. You can see why it was nerfed. Velma in duos has been pretty dominant. It's a combination of Velma with most other characters. Statistically speaking, Iron Giant has the highest win rate, but I think Iron Giant is the scrub stomper. I don't think he's the greatest character. I think he flounders without support, without proper support. If you know how to play this game, you'll beat most Iron Giants. It's just most people don't know how to play the game. That's why you got me. That's why you got the Multiversus bootcamp, baby. Anyway, let's check out the character changes. First with Arya, and this is a general change. Now, as you can see, pretty much all of the characters have some sort of passive abilities, but the assassins in particular have a debuff to them. They're glass cannons. Initially, they were taking 14% extra damage. This is why Harley Quinn was not keeping up with Bugs Bunny or Tom Jerry. She had the trap potential, she had the combo potential, but punch for punch, she just took more damage. However, with the current change they're testing, assassins will only be taking 5% extra damage. I think this is a huge and necessary buff to the assassins to make them work, especially with someone like Arya or Harley Quinn, who I feel are borderline S tier. They were just a little too light, a little too damage absorbent. This might solve that. As it says, they're evaluating whether they're going to remove that passive entirely. I don't think they should. I think they should double down on class passives. Right now, assassins are the only ones who have a true passive ability, which is a debuff. But people like tanks, you know, people like mages, I feel like there should be some passive abilities. Maybe mages get better cooldowns. Maybe tanks take a little less damage. Maybe they fly a little bit less far. Maybe bruisers do more damage when they mix it up. Like if they go chain one attack into a different attack into a different attack, they get damage bonuses for being brawlers. Who knows what they could do with this? There's a lot of potential. We're at the ground level of this game, guys. This game has me so excited. There's a lot in it, a lot coming, and it's barely the beginning. Moving on to Finn, they wanted to add some power into his other attacks since they took it away from his backpack. Now, it's nothing really crazy. On his air down neutral special, you have a single point of damage increase. On his air ground down special, the BMO chop, you have 2 extra damage and a little bit of extra knockback just to send him farther. And he has that same assassin passive buff, only takes 5% extra damage. This is going to be a lot healthier for the game. The way Finn was before, he was the noob tube of this game. It was grab your bag and spin, baby. Now he's a little more rewarding to actually learn as a character. He's still got a great amount of power potential, and he's got a good diversity of playstyle. I honestly do enjoy playing Finn. I laid off of him because of the memes, because he was the noob tube, but I might get back into him with this new season. We'll see how it works out. Now, a big one that I'm happy about is Garnet. Garnet buffs are incoming next patch. Garnet is such a straightforward character, and she's got a lot of power behind her. All she's really getting buffed is her little missing parts. Her flying kill confirms, her speed charging her rhythm. Garnet's just getting better and better, more rewarding to play. I'm very happy with this. Never seen Steven Universe, but I love Garnet as a fighter. Harley Quinn coming in, benefiting from that assassin passive buff. Only 5% damage. Now, this is where I'm in a strange position with Iron Giant nerfs. The Iron Giants I fight are not that good. I've beat virtually every Iron Giant I've run into in my entire time playing this game. I could probably count the Iron Giants that actually beat me on one hand. But somehow in this game, there are some mythical beasts, some god-tier gamers playing Iron Giant, like vagabonds, wandering cowboys in the wasteland, and they're just dominating people with the metal monolith. It's not happening to me. I don't know where the hell these people are, guys. But Iron Giant has an average 62% win rate, like 8% higher than the next character. So they're going to nerf him. I don't know. I feel like he's easy to pressure. I feel like this is another one of those instances where most people don't know the game yet. They don't quite know what this game is. It's Smash, but it's not. There's many key differences. One is that everyone in this game has a projectile. Some characters are entirely projectile based. Two is that you can dodge and jump twice as far. That means your ability to recover at the edge is so much greater. There is no ledge grab guarding. Since you don't grab the ledge, you slide. So you can just chill there on the side and wait to not get confirmed. The way you fight in the air is completely different in this game, and it's a lot more counterpunch based, and I feel like that's why people are failing, because they're trying to outbox a giant 3-story iron monster. You gotta dodge punch, my guys. Anyway, moving on to Superman. They fixed a bug that would allow him to grapple enemies that wall bounce, even if the hitbox didn't connect. Superman needs a big rework on that grab in general. Taz also getting buffs. I think they're turning Taz into more of a support character. He used to be a very stubby brawler, and that's why people were spamming his tornado. His tornado was a menace at the very beginning of this game, because it's all he has for range. I think it's going to be better for him as a character, healthier, attract more players to him if he takes on a support role. If he focuses on getting his chickens, if he maybe uses his tornado to reflect projectiles, if he's more about partnering up with a bigger bruiser, that'll make Taz succeed in this game. Now with Velma, there is one change, but it's a pretty big change. On her air ground down special, that's where she throws her book at her partner and buffs them. The buff has been reduced from 75% over 8 seconds to 50 over 8 seconds. What this move actually does, as you can see right here in the bottom right, is reduce the duration of the cooldowns. So pretty much the major thing they nerfed was Velma Ice teams. Velma Ice teams on the high tier level were crazy. Pair him with a Superman, or pair him with a high projectile character like Bugs and give him the ice to beat you perk. They were freezing people, stopping them dead in their tracks, doing heavy damage. Velma was pretty powerful. I feel like she's in a better state than she was before. I haven't played her personally, so without doing that, I can't speak to whether I think she's broken or whether she's underpowered. I'll get to her eventually, but from watching her, I could definitely tell she was oppressive. Anyway, that's it for the patch notes. Let's go ahead and hop into a custom lobby and check out Morty's kit, because Morty's kit is actually rather interesting.
Like what you see? Stop into the stream sometime. Be sure to like and subscribe to never miss a video.
Now, Morty's actually a pretty heavily cooldown-based character. He's got some pretty simple brawling stuff. You got his normal forward attacks, goes into a charge with his hammer, his Morty hammer. If he does his neutral, he has a blaster, which the first attack is bigger. The secondary ones are going to be smaller. It goes on to cooldown. He's a heavily cooldown-based character. He's definitely going to benefit from perks such as CoffeeZilla, or the one where you get cooldown from dodging, successfully dodging projectiles and the like. A lot of these characters I felt are made to mirror each other. So whereas Tom has that ping pong paddle attack where he hits Jerry up and down, Morty also has that with the plumbus on the floor. It allows him to charge forward, and if you get into his attack range, you just get hit. Now this is an interesting one. He has a very good anti-air. This is his normal up. Completely blocking anyone coming from any side, and you can charge it too. The ability to charge it means you can read people as they're coming in. Back up, knock them out. This is for Supermans. This is for Shaggy, actually. People who like to use their down air smashes like that to hit you. Wonder Woman's, Batman's. This is the attack for them. Get him out of here. When he does his down smash, I like the big arm. He seems to have a lot of pop potential here, actually. If you get him to high percentages, this might be a decent confirm into his up pop. You know, something like that. He kind of has that Batman-like potential right there, I think. Not as swift as Batman, but a very straightforward down air, up air for kill confirms. This is just his side air right here. Easy enough. This is probably going to be better for defending yourself in the air than actually attacking people. Someone tries to come up on you, you just swiftly cancel them. Now we're getting to the really interesting part. It's his special moves. So his down special leaves a ghost, and it's on a timer. When he gets back to it, he'll heal himself and leave a grenade at the last point he was. He has a couple of grenades on cooldown. That's probably what I should mention as well. The grenades are his regular neutral special, and you can lob them, you can arc them. They don't stick, not like Harley Quinn's grenades. They're more area control. You're forcing people to fight within the bounds of your grenades, getting them closer to your punches, your Morty fists, and your little Morty hammer. Get your Morty hammer on them. 3 grenades total, by the way. And you can get these on cooldown. They do cooldown quite fast, actually. This guy might be a grenade-flinging monster. With CoffeeZilla and the right perks, oh my god. Morty is going to be hard to handle. Like a Tom and Jerry, like a Bugs Bunny is going to be hard to handle. With this side special attack, it's a rock spike that you can aim. It's very similar to Superman's attack, but it doesn't have an unlimited hold time. You have to let it go at some point. Otherwise, it'll just go itself. And it doesn't have as much range, too. It does apply weaken, though. That's nice. Anything that applies weaken, good attack. Now, his up special is kind of like Bugs Bunny's rocket, but a lot bigger. See you later, Shaggy. Ha ha ha! The UFO doesn't do much itself, but Morty is primed to be an area controller. That's what his whole kit seems to be about. Now we take him up in the air, and we down special. Same thing as before. But it's really the healing that I think is going to make that move great. You have him chasing you, you're brawling him, you knock him out, it pulls you back over here. You've gotten your space. Then you can start firing, throwing grenades, laying your area control. It gives you so much potential to break. If you're fighting someone who's faster, like an Arya or a Harley Quinn, this gives you your outs to get your spacing back. Up special, same thing. Whether you're on the floor or on the ground, he brings the UFO, and the UFO has a really long cooldown. Just bear that in mind. He has no other options for up specials after he's used his mothership. And for his side special, Morty has a portal, which will send him a little bit farther, and that's really his air save out here. That's what's going to get him off the edge, since he has no up special. But I do want to look at him in the collection a bit, look at his move list, because there are some eccentricities to his moveset that we have to go through. So one of the big ones is that when he's using his plumbus on the ground, it will actually cleanse your allies of status effects. So if they get frozen, they get fire, it's gonna help them out. I guess this is meant to scrub up Velma's ice on the floor. That's kind of hilarious. It'll also apply a weakened state to enemies. So his floor scrub plumbus, very useful. Now with his grenades, we know he can throw 3, But apparently when he uses his Earth Spike, if it hits a grenade, it will split it into 2 separate grenades. This is going to require some practice, but this is something that will definitely catch people off guard and get you some good pop-ups. On his portal, Morty actually receives armor and peeks into the portal before opening it, so if you hold it, you're in armored form. It will also increase the speed of allied projectiles that pass through it or by it. So not only does he have his own set of projectiles, he actually buffs other projectile characters with this. Him and Bugs Bunny might make a good team. You can send your projectiles through the Bugs Bunny hole, he can send his through your portal. You guys, it's like peanut butter and jelly with those 2 characters, honestly. Now this is a big one. On his recall, on his blink power, if Morty's ally is about to be wrung out while his save point is active, they will instead warp back to Morty. You get a free save on your teammate by using this blink. That's huge. I really can't wait to see what Morty is capable of. And if you want to see what Morty's capable of, stop by my stream now that you finished this video. I'm going to be live putting Morty to the test, figuring out all his strategies, because by the end of this week I want to have a tutorial out for you guys, a basic beginner's guide to Morty, so you can all play this character well, learn the ins and outs, become a better Multiversus player. That's what it's all about. Be sure to like and subscribe, share it with someone you love, comment down below who your main is. Maybe you're not planning to main Morty. Who's your favorite character in this game? Who have you been playing? I really want to know. Anyway, have a great rest of your day. Peace and love.
Thanks for watching everyone, drop a like and subscribe so you don't miss a video. Peace and love.